This is my seafood chowder mash.
You will need smoked haddock, clams, king prawns, sweet corn, white wine, chicken stock and double cream. And for my mash, potatoes, onion, chives, nutmeg, butter and cream. So first of all, I'm going to start by making a lovely mash. On the stove I've got some potatoes just boiling away gently. They're going to take around 15 minutes to cook. And I want this mash to be full of flavour. So I'm going to make it really oniony. Put a bit of butter in the pan and just add the onions. And just start gently cooking down. So the potatoes are nice and cooked, I'm just going to drain them. I'm returning them to the heat just for a little bit, just to take the moisture out of the bottom of the potatoes. The last thing you want is wet mash. Now before I mash them, I want to get some cream and butter in a pan. I want the cream and butter the same temperature as the mash. This is going to create a lovely, rich, smooth finish. Right, now let's start to mash. I've got my lovely ricer. This is going to make my mash lovely and smooth. I can eat mash all the time. I used to go in friends' houses and eat all their mash and then go home to my mum and dad's house and eat mash as well. I love mash. Now let's get ready to add the butter and the cream. Now I'm just going to gradually add it and almost beat it in. You really want to get this lovely, smooth finish. I'm just going to season it. So some salt and pepper. I'm using white pepper because I don't want to lose that colour. And some nutmeg. Nutmeg and potato just works so well. Stir in. I could eat that. Just eat a bowl of mash. Let's get the onions. Just fold in. So I'm adding chives for colour and for that lovely extra oniony taste. And look at that, lovely creamy mash. Return it to a saucepan and I'm going to cover it with greaseproof paper to stop a skin forming and to keep warm. Now let's start with the fish. I've got a large pan here and I want to do all the cooking in this pan. So some white wine, chicken stock. Now don't be afraid of using chicken stock and fish. They work really well together. Look at this haddock, undyed, natural colour, such good smells. And the smokiness is just going to work so well with the sauce. It's going to really help lift the creaminess. So it's come nicely to the boil. I'm just going to take the haddock and lay it in. And then just leave, just to cook very gently for 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, I'm going to take the fish out. And you've now got the wine, chicken stock and smoky fish flavour. But I want to really intensify this flavour, so I'm going to reduce it by about half. So while the stock's reducing, I'm just going to pick the haddock. Just in flakes, it should come off very easily. There you go, look at that. It's lovely. Now I want it to keep warm, so just cover with a bit of tin foil, put to one side. And then once the stock's reduced, add your cream. Bring to the boil, and then cook till it starts to thicken. About 2-3 minutes. So what we want to do now is really get those chowder flavours going. So I'm going to take some king prawns, some sweet corn, plenty of that in there, and last of all, the clams. Now I don't want these clams all gritty, so I've purged them overnight, which is a process of soaking them in water, a bit of cornmeal and salt. And this drains all the dirt from them. Give a good stir, and just pop the lid on for 2 to 3 minutes. And you can see the clams are opened and the prawns are cooked through as well. Now I'm only going to add pepper because you've already got the saltiness from the smoked haddock. Because the haddock's cooked already, I don't want to cook any more because it just starts to fall apart and I really want to keep those lovely flakes quite intact. I've turned it off and just adding it in. Very gently, just fold it through. Add some chives. And this sort of dish is a joy to serve. My mash has stayed warm. It's lovely chowder. And look at that. And I know this is going to be very nice indeed. You go straight for the mash. Creamy and oniony. And you've got this lovely sauce. Oh, it's divine. And this is a type of dish that makes you feel warm and happy.
Hearty and delicious, my seafood chowder mash.
Muffins are ready and the brown crab meat's been warmed through. So now let's get ready to serve and get this lovely brown crab meat with the creme. Perfect. We can see they've doubled in size and the smell is kind of like the best cheese on toast in the world.